Ayahuasca, a very powerful medicinal plant that is used in the lands of Ecuador and Peru and other areas in South America. A beautiful and powerful, really powerful plant that can bring people into a state of enlightenment, as also being used as a psychedelic herb. Hi, I am Lucia Gabriela, and welcome to Lucia Gabriela TV, the place to be where we come to learn how to master our love life, our relationships, and our sexuality. Many people come to me and ask me about ayahuasca because they know and they have seen that I come from Ecuador and I practice shamanic principles and also use some of their tools in my healing practice. And I'm very inspired to share my wisdom and what I know about ayahuasca with you because I truly feel that there is some kind of misunderstandings and also that there's so much abuse of this plant that is hurting so many people. A few months ago, I have somebody that came into my practice who really got was out of her body. That she had experienced ayahuasca so many times in this church somewhere in Florida and the South, and they were giving her so much ayahuasca to drink. I know the intention of a lot of people that they want to share ayahuasca is to really help, and because ayahuasca is also being used as a medicinal plant and it has so many benefits, but unfortunately people and their egos are making of this plant which is sacred, like marijuana is sacred and coca is sacred in their shamanic land. Unfortunately, the ego of people are making of this plant something satanic and demonizing this plant and making it really not medicinal anymore. It's becoming very toxic and it becomes kind of like a drug now for them. And people are becoming codependent of these plants now. The purpose of this video is to really share with you what I know about ayahuasca, why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you, because it may be hurting you at some level if you are drinking it or experiencing it, or you're curious about it. I mean, you're curious if you really are meant to experience this plant. This is a very sacred, powerful plant to be honored to experience it and to also honor the plant itself. I am from Ecuador, a beautiful, incredible country, and I love my country. I grew up with shamanic principles and I grew up with shamanic experiences. We have to become aware that in the shamanic community, in the shamanic world, we also have white shamans and black shamans. When I'm talking about white shamans, are the shamans who are really in alignment with helping people and using the shamanic principles of connecting with Pachamama, with earth, to help individuals and heal their bodies. And also they are really like coming from their heart. And these black shamans, which are the contrast, because we're living in a very polarity world where there's everything duality, black and white, good and bad. The shamans, the black shamans, to give an example, are the shamans who really are not there. They are for their own interest. The white shaman, to keep it simple, they are in service of humanity. They really want to help people. The contrast of that is the black shaman, they're really for their own interest. Why I have experience on this is because I grew up very close to that and I know the power of white shamans and black shamans. I have experience in my own life and my family. We have experienced the harm that black shamans can do. So I've been close to these cultures and these communities since I was a child. But also, my soul has experienced shamanism in past life. So I do have some resonance, and I do have some alignment and memories, and I do have some, insight on this coming from like a very energetic level. Ayahuasca is a very powerful medicinal plant which should be respected and honored. And unfortunately, it is not. One of the biggest things that could happen to ayahuasca is it still being used in the wrong way and being used as a psychedelic herb for people to get high as in another drug. It unfortunately, the shamanic communities, the ones that are trying to hurt people with this herb, are gonna get hurt because in some level, if these get out of control, it's gonna become another illegal substance, and it's gonna become demonized by society and by politics. And this herb is becoming a money maker machine for so many people who, in some level, they want to help people, but they actually are not. The true intention behind all of this is money. And my purpose in this video is to help you to become aware of and really think what really is behind all of this. In my experience, in my practice, I have worked with shamanic communities. And actually, we lead retreat in Ecuador where we actually go and visit shamans of different communities that we have chosen to work with. The communities that we have studied and the communities that we know that they are working for the highest purpose. For they're conscious that money is not the incentivization to offer the services that they offer. Of course, they have to provide the food and the fuel, and they have to survive and they have to make a living. But their intention is not to get wealthy out of exploiting this herb. They follow the principles of what shamans truly practice. For you to understand this, why I'm so passionate about this topic and why I say I use shamanic principles, I don't call myself a shaman because I will be dishonoring the practice of shamanism if I call myself a shaman, and I will be dishonoring their journey if I call myself a shaman because I spent some time with them and I experienced some practices of shamanism. And the shaman had this ability to tap into this specific wisdom of connecting with Pachamama, the lower realm that we talk about, to connect them with these realms and earth, because that's what we are. We are in the three-dimensional world and we are connecting with earth. So I will be dishonoring to them to say that I'm a shaman when I just practice some of their principles and some of their gifts and some of their rituals. A shaman, to be a shaman, is a whole process. I have interviewed a couple of the leaders of the shamanic communities in my country. And even I have the opportunity to work with one of the only women that is the leader of the shamanic, of this women's shamanic culture, where they still practices a lot of the women rituals and also helped women to give birth in a very traditional shamanic way. I have interviewed many of them. And one of the things that I asked the most, because I already know this process that it's a lifetime process to become a shaman, they explain it this way. For you to become a shaman in their cultures, in South America, in the Amazon, with Mother Earth, is a blessing. First of all, when the mother gets pregnant, she already had been chosen to give birth to a shaman. And in a very ritualistic way, they bless the woman, and the people in the community bless the child. The moment that they bless the child, this child is already have a lineage. And when the baby is born, the grandparent and the parent and the society itself, the community itself, gift the child, we call the dones, the gift. So this child is already receiving the gift, energetic gift, to become a shaman and to practice shamanism. This child, every child is treated equally, but this child already have some kind of like downloads and has some kind of connection. It already chosen to do this work. Already his soul, her soul have chosen to do this work. To come to earth and to provide this healing that they facilitate. So this child grows up, and by the age of 7, when everybody else, go to school, they go to school, but they also enter it, they become initiated into shamanism by the age of 7, and they already have lived 7 years of their life in the shamanic path. By 7 years old, they start this journey, and they grow, and they follow protocols and principles and fundamentals that are very important to the shamanic culture. Yes, it's very intense, and they do a lot of work. And at the same time, they have to follow a specific and strict diet, and they have to eat a specific herb, and they have to learn different tools, and they are in a whole journey. But that is where the shamanic journey is. They start very young, and until the age of 18, from what I have been informed, they are not even allowed to have sex before they become shaman. It's a purification process, because they know that the sexual energy has to be pure for their practice, and they know that they cannot confuse, and they have to be really focused and connect them with the body. And that's also a practice of tantra, where you're not just having sex, but you actually go into this whole process and this whole journey of purification and connecting with your body and connecting with your purpose and being of service. So sex, the physical sex, you can have energetic sex, but the physical sex is not part of the process when they are a very young age. After 18 years old, they still have more work to do. They need to, but after a while, they graduate from the whole shaman journey to become shaman, to step into the shamanic work and be the healers of the community. Be the healers of the community. So when ayahuasca comes to place, listen to this. They are not even allowed to drink ayahuasca in their process, in their path of shamanism, until they become shamans. So a shaman cannot drink ayahuasca before they become shamans. Something to think about. Why all these people are offering ayahuasca to people that they have not done their healing process, and they have not gone through a cleansing purification process? They're actually hurting people. To me, it's violence. It's actually hurting people. I have so many people come to me and asking me about this, and they need some help because they feel so dissociated from the body after drinking ayahuasca. Hallucinations are so overwhelmed, and they become addictive to the ayahuasca because they want to feel connected to something. why people are offering ayahuasca to people who are not doing the inner work and releasing their egos and embracing their shadows and releasing whatever needs to be released that does not serve them. Why are they doing this? As a woman and as a Ecuadorian who love and adore and respect the shamanic culture, who is an advocate to respect these sacred herbs and sacred traditions, I'm asking the community to really be responsible for the way that they're using ayahuasca and sharing with others. I'm asking you to be responsible for what's happening to people in their bodies. Many people are getting sick because of this. It is a healing plant. It can help people, but there's ways to do it. And not everybody can just offer it just to offer it. I'm asking you to be responsible on that. People are becoming delusional. People are getting out of their bodies too soon, too fast, and they don't know how to get back into it. People are bringing their shadows and the egos are growing bigger than their true essence because they have not done the work. I'm asking responsibility to the community. I'm asking everyone who do this practice and offer it easily without even being conscious about it to take responsibility of what's happening in a bigger scale. I have heard of communities that are offering to children. The shamans are not even allowed to drink it when they are children. A shaman would never give to a child ayahuasca. They know what will happen to them. They know the consequences. And this is something that really pissed me off. Because there's lack of responsibility of these communities to give ayahuasca to a child? No, it's not acceptable. The white shamans do not offer ayahuasca to people if they don't know that these people that they go to them have been doing the purging process and their work. When we do a retreat and when we bring people to Ecuador and the shamanic communities, we have a protocol that we have to follow for 6 months before the person even has a taste of ayahuasca. A taste of ayahuasca that is like not even 1 ounce of the drink. And it's very surprising for me to hear people that talk about ayahuasca and offer it to people easily without even knowing what ayahuasca really is and without even knowing the process of making ayahuasca. For your information, ayahuasca is an herb, it's a branch, it's a vine, but it's one vine. Every single community in different part of Ecuador and Peru and even Bolivia and in the different part of the Amazon, every single community have their own mixture of ayahuasca. It can go from 1 herb to 48 herbs. The mix of ayahuasca can go from 1 herb to 48 herbs. And who chooses the herb? The shaman. How does the shaman choose the herbs? The shaman already has a connection with the people that are going to come because they are already doing the work so they can work in an energetic way and they already know who's coming to them. That's what I call the magic, right? The magicians in the community because they already are becoming prepared and it's such like a ritual to create ayahuasca. The real ayahuasca is processed in a way that is divine, ritualistic, and grounding. The ayahuasca that the shamans, I will call the white shamans, offer to people for healing, it had gone through a process of purification and also of fermentation. They mix the herbs. The shaman actually connect with Mother Earth and connect with the people that are going to come to them. And what they do is that they talk to Mother Earth, and Mother Earth opens the world to them, and they guide them to choose the herbs that they need to be mixed with the ayahuasca plant. For their community, for their time, they have intention. They create an intention from the beginning. And they process the ayahuasca through ritualistic dances and fire and prayers and all these rituals, which are powerful. And then they bury the ayahuasca in the ground and they let it ferment for a couple months. Not days, not hours, months. This is where the irresponsibility comes from. When I hear people that are drinking ayahuasca, that they are done back in Miami, Orlando, some part of California, and no judgment. Please hear me out and observe this. Ayahuasca is a fermentation. It's a fermented drink that is in the ground for a month. It has a different effect. It's totally processed different. The ayahuasca people offering out there that they just buy on Amazon or eBay, and then they process it in a pot in their kitchen, and they don't let it, I don't know, ferment who knows for how many days, and they drinking it and they offering, is truly dangerous. It's truly dangerous. People don't know what they're doing. Please take responsibility on that. Please ask people to be responsible for this. We cannot afford to lose ayahuasca because people are becoming responsible for it. And then we have the law gonna try to take it away from the native communities. Imagine the impact that is gonna happen. It could happen if they make it illegal. Ooh, nobody thought of that. At the same way that they treat coca and marijuana, we cannot afford that another sacred herb being treated and demonized this way. And we know the benefit of coca and marijuana. We know how powerful it is. Please, if you know of somebody doing this, ask them to stop and do it the right way. There are right ways to do it. The intention of my video is to really share with you what really goes behind ayahuasca. It is a true powerful medicinal plant, but it is used for the wrong reason and with the wrong hands, and the only intention behind it is to get rich. It becomes very toxic and very dangerous. We cannot afford more people getting sick and actually killing themselves because they drink ayahuasca and they have no control of the body. They have no control of the emotion. They don't have control of what they're seeing, because as a hallucinating drink, people are gonna be able to see what they fear the most if they have not done their work. That's what the stories of ayahuasca is, that they see demons because they actually see their shadows and their egos, and they want to run away from it. They have not done the work. And also, when shamans offer ayahuasca, they offer in ritual. This is not a 1, 2, or 3 days process. This is not a 1 month, 2 month process. You don't become a shaman in 3 months, or because you went to Ecuador, Peru for a month. Please, say that you practice some shamanic principles. Honor and respect the shamans who really have gone through a whole shamanic journey to embody that. Let's respect those titles. Let's respect them. Let's respect the culture. Let's respect the plant. Let's respect ourselves. The other reason why I want to do this video is because it's important for people to truly know the ayahuasca is a medicinal plant to help us to heal our body but it's not meant to become addictive. And also, through the process of shamanic work, with ayahuasca being part of the medicine, which is used very little, it helps you to connect with yourself at a deeper level. Ayahuasca is not meant for you to travel in another dimension or to go somewhere that you have not been. Because you gotta think about this. What are you running away from? What are you really running away from? When we start taking psychedelic as becoming addicted to it, we're actually running away from something. We're running away from our body. What are you running away from? Many people take ayahuasca because they cannot be in their body. They don't want to be here. They don't feel safe in their body. There's so much work, inner work, sexual healing, emotional healing, mindset mastery. There's so much of personal growth that needs to be done before experiencing ayahuasca. And when you experience it, you realize that it's a great experience to taste it and to use it when it's necessary. And it does not become addictive. I see so many people drinking ayahuasca because they just don't want to be here. I see so many people drinking ayahuasca because I feel them. They don't want to be responsible of their life. I see a lot of people drinking ayahuasca because they think that their solution for their problems is outside of themselves, when the solution for our problems is within us. So please respect ayahuasca. It's such a beautiful, powerful, delicious, enlightening plant. I need to be treated with respect. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any questions, any suggestions, or you want me to talk about a specific topic, please email me through YouTube, on Facebook, on my website. You have access directly to a messenger right there at luciagabriela.com. You can find me on Facebook at Lucia Gabriela Coach. And if you like this video, please like it, share it with your friends. If you want to learn more about a transformational event here in the United States and Ecuador, go to my website, luciagabriela.com, and also check out my local events and online products that I have for you to become more in tune with yourself and be in this path of mastering your love life, your relationship, and your sexuality. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for listening, and have a fabulous, fantastic, incredible day. Blessings to you.